Hopefully you're not too bummed out about the cold weather over the next couple of mornings. Hey everyone, it's Eric here with the weather for Weather Geeks on this Wednesday evening. Coldest air of the season so far coming our way tonight into Thursday morning, and again tomorrow night into Friday morning, but we're going to have some sunny afternoons over the next couple of days, and we've undergone a big change, of course, over the last 24 hours. We told you about this last evening, that the air mass would dry out in a hurry in the wake of our frontal passage last night, so the dew point early in the evening on Tuesday evening was still up in the mid-60s, but now dew points are in the upper 30s to around 40 degrees on this Wednesday evening, and it's much drier out there. And well, the rain did its thing yesterday, especially around and north of Interstate 80. We did well, 1.68 at the airport. We've had 2, even 3 inches or so worth of rain over the last 36 hours or so in parts of the region. Officially at the airport, though, 1.68. And that official number at the airport does put us above the average for the month and a little bit closer to average for the season. Meteorological fall began on September 1st. We're still below the average since September 1st, but only by 0.42 inches at this point. Interestingly, the tally for the year is getting pretty close to exactly average. But not much weather to talk about for the next couple of days, of course. We had a lot of sunshine today and some fair weather clouds this afternoon. The sky continues to clear this evening. There will continue to be some cloudiness in the sky in our northern viewing area with the fetch off of Lake Erie. And I mentioned this last evening, that your chance of frost tonight may be a little bit lower the closer you are to northern Trumbull, northern Mercer County, and especially up towards Interstate 90 in northeast Ohio and northwest PA. A little bit more flow in the atmosphere and a little bit more moisture being picked up off the lake as well. But these clear, calm nights, especially in the fall season, temperatures can really bottom out. It's what we call radiational cooling. This process, of course, driven by the sun during the day. The ground is heated by the sun, then the ground heats the air, and that radiation is around through the daylight hours, but once the sun goes down, that radiation tries to escape back out into space. Now, when we have clouds overhead, those clouds act as kind of a blanket, keeping a lot of that radiation, or a lot of that heat, I should say, trapped in the lower levels of the atmosphere. But when the sky is clear, and especially if you have a clear sky and a calm wind, then a lot of that heat buildup during the day can very easily escape back out into space at night, and that allows the temperature to drop in a hurry, and we're going to have those conditions for the next couple of nights. Now, tonight, frost advisories are out for everyone in our viewing area except for Columbiana County, but I think we're splitting hairs a little bit here. I wouldn't be surprised if we had some patchy frost in Columbiana County as well. Now, the Weather Service office in Pittsburgh did hoist a freeze watch for tomorrow night into Friday morning for their western Pennsylvania counties, Mercer and Lawrence included. I would expect frost advisories to be issued for our other counties overnight tonight. This would be for Thursday night and into Friday morning, but there's a somewhat better chance of maybe tickling the freezing mark in parts of western PA as we go into the overnight hours Thursday night and first thing Friday morning. So already the Weather Service has issued those freeze watches. In fact, a lot of Pennsylvania under a freeze watch tomorrow night, including basically the entire Interstate 80 corridor and up towards the New York border, and then around State College, Altoona, Johnstown. Freeze watches are out, and these are going to be upgraded to freeze warnings, particularly, I think, overnight tomorrow night in the northern forested tier of PA, a real cold part of Pennsylvania. It's very rural. You've got ideal conditions for a real cold night in a place like Bradford, Pennsylvania. I wouldn't be surprised if we had some upper 20s in parts of northern Pennsylvania Thursday night and first thing Friday morning. So we're going to have a sunny afternoon, though, on Thursday, and temperatures only make it up to about 60. It'll be another cooler than average day, kind of like we had today. We have that clear sky then for Thursday night, Friday morning. A few fair weather clouds in the mix for Friday afternoon. Now, the weekend. Now, if you watched Weather Geeks last evening, I talked about how the weekend forecast was in a little bit of a state of flux. The weather modeling trying to pick up on a system coming out of Canada, and it's all about the little dance that's going to be done in the atmosphere between this system and an emerging low-pressure system off the eastern seaboard. And it looks more and more like the timing is going to work out for that Canadian system to increase our cloud cover over the weekend, and we've inserted a chance of showers over the weekend. Small chance Saturday, probably a better chance coming up on Sunday. There's some model information that would suggest that Sunday tries to just be a rainy day. This is the European model. Check out these rainfall totals on the European. Taken literally, near the Ohio-Pennsylvania border, particularly on Sunday, a couple or a few inches of rain shown. Now, that's maybe an extreme idea. We're not going to take that idea to the bank necessarily, but it is interesting nonetheless, and some of the modeling is pretty insistent that, showers could dampen a good part of the day on Sunday. So we've increased our rain chances. We might continue to increase them as we get more, hopefully more consistent model data heading towards the end of the week. So highs over the next 7 days, again, mostly below the average for the short term. This graphic has wrong data on it, so we're going to skip past that. Those numbers are not correct. We're going to see temperatures this weekend mostly in the 60s. So that data, not correct. Check out the 7-day forecast, of course, anytime on the Storm Tracker 21 app. We're not going to see the 80s again like we had earlier on this week. I told you those 80s that we had over the weekend and on Monday, probably the last 80s we're going to see until sometime next spring. But that being said, temperatures are going to try to be routinely somewhat above the average as we head into mid-October, and that should translate to a lot of days with highs in the upper 60s and lower 70s as well. So again, more updates on that weekend forecast as we go through the next couple of days here on Weather for Weather Geeks online, social media as well. And don't forget to check out our newscasts around the clock. We always of course, have the live newscast. You can still appointment viewing for some, but we post clips all the time from our newscasts, including weather content from those newscasts on our station website, on our apps, and on our YouTube channels as well. So wherever you get your information for the Mahoning and Shenango Valley's weather and news and sports-wise, we've got you covered here at 21 News. In the meantime, thanks for watching this video on this Wednesday evening, and I will see you back here on Thursday.